Yearbookers, welcome to Yearbooks Live, the podcast for yearbook teams to learn everything you need to know about the yearbook business with our weekly 10-minute yearbook lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, JP, coming to you from sunny South Florida. Welcome back to episode number 9 of Yearbooks Live. Today we want to talk to you a little bit about what to include on your yearbook pages and how to determine where everything's going to go. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. For those of you that are new to the podcast today, I want to make sure you know that we do have these really cool t-shirts available. Keep calm, it's yearbook season, plus a whole lot more on our website at yearbookslive.com/shop. Again, yearbookslive.com/shop for all your yearbook t-shirt needs. All right, so what do you put on your yearbook pages? Where does everything go? How does it all lay out? First thing I want to tell you how to determine that is I want you to review past yearbooks. Again, not just last year's, but if you can find a few years in the past, really important that you look through them. What you're going to see in those yearbooks is stuff you don't like, stuff you do like. You're going to see clubs and organizations that may no longer be there. You may find sports teams that you no longer have. You may have added sports teams as well. So you need to go back and get an idea of exactly what you've done in the past and kind of give it a layout. Give yourself a really rough layout of what you think you're going to do. And to do that, you want to create what's called a page ladder. And I'm going to show you a page ladder right here. And as you look at this page ladder, you'll see what goes on page 1, what goes on page 2, what goes on page 3, all the way till the end of the book. With this page ladder, make sure you do it in pencil because you are going to erase, I promise you. Something else you want to do at the start of the year, you want to go to your student council, your administration, your coaches, your club sponsors, and you want to say, hey guys, do we still have all of these clubs available? If not, what new clubs have come to campus? When can I take pictures so they don't miss getting your group into the yearbook? Ask for their planning periods so that you know when you can go and sit down and talk to them about what they want in the book. Is there anything particular that they want to include? Any particular group that might not meet on campus all the time that they have to schedule to get on campus to take group photos? So make sure that when you're doing this, you use this page ladder, use pencil only. You can even get a wall ladder, but page ladder, real simple, 8.5 by 11. It's sitting right here. You'll also be able to download it from yearbookslive.com if you go to the download section as well. So check that out when you get a chance. So let me give you some sections that you might have in your book. One section you probably have in there is a title page. It introduces the opening or the theme or the story of your whole yearbook. The next one you might have a people section. So that could be your class pictures, all your individual pictures, your faculty and staff. You want to make sure those are included. That's a big section and we'll talk about here in a minute. You want to make sure you have an academics section. That's very important. Next would be a sports section. So all your sports pages, make sure that you talk to the coaches and you know which sports you have and which sports you don't. Again, same thing for club section. You want to talk to all the club advisors and find out when those clubs take place so you can take pictures. Next, you could have a student life section, all the student life activities that go around in the school. In that yearbook as well, you may have an advertisement division or a section. That section includes all business advertising or parent ads for their students. Sometimes that's just 12th grade, sometimes it's for the whole school. You also might have a closing or an editor's page. And then last, you might have an index. Don't forget, you might also build your in sheets, which are the beginning and the very end of your book. So those are just some sections you may have in your yearbook. And again, as you create your page ladder, this will kind of come into form. I want to go back and talk to you again about school portraits. School portraits are going to take up a big portion of your yearbook. Especially in high schools where you have 2,000 or 2,500 kids, you might have 60 or 80 pages of that yearbook, just student portraits. Do not leave out kids in the book, please. You want to make sure that you check your pages. You want to make sure you check your portrait information that you're given by the school photographer. You want to give it to the teachers. You want to make sure that there's no one missing, whether it's in the elementary schools, the middle schools, or the high schools. You want to get every kid in the book. Remember, a student not in the book is a student that will not purchase that yearbook. Or if they do purchase it, they will ask for a refund. You want to make sure you include everybody. So make sure in the beginning of the year, you talk to your school portrait photographer. They're going to give you what's called, in the old days, they might remember it as a PSPACD, or we just call it an index file. They usually know what that means. Very important you get that. Get that from the school photographer. Get help loading it from your rep if you're not sure how to do that. Get all your pages laid out. See how many pages you have of individual pictures. And then you can start planning your portrait layout around that. So really important, make sure you get everybody in the book, don't forget, and we'll talk a lot more about portraits in our next episode. So there we touched on what's in your yearbook, what's on your yearbook pages. Again, we could talk for hours about it, but that gives you a little bit of information. Thank you for listening to our show today. We do appreciate it so much. We want to also let you know and remind you about our t-shirts at yearbookslive.com/shop. Don't forget to go there. Take a look at all the different types of t-shirts that we offer. Also, you can visit us at yearbookslive.com. See all these podcasts on there. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, anybody you know about us. They can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere you can find podcasts. Next week, we'll be talking about student portraits. I'll give you some great tips and tricks on everything related to student portraits. Should be a fun show. So until next week, happy yearbooking.